What's up, y'all? It's your boy Bruhman from the fifth floor, and we are live for another episode of the Dress Code Podcast. And today we are live with my lovely co-host, the stylish local, Ashley. And today we have, I don't know which one I want to introduce first, her or the bag.
That's a very good question.
I don't know who I want to introduce first, the her or the bag. But you know what? In all fairness, we're going to have to introduce her first, because that is the creator.
Period.
Of that masterpiece right over there. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Jeanice in the building. Clap it up. There we go. All right, so we need to tell. I got a question. I hear a little, I could be wrong. Okay. I hear a little twang in your voice.
Not the twang.
Really?
A little bit of twang. Are you from New York?
I am from New York.
Period.
I'm from Harlem.
Big Harlem, not the little one.
Yeah.
You try to wrap it up? Yeah. Please ignore him.
It's under the desk.
So stupid.
Nothing. You're from Harlem?
I am.
She's a Harlem girl.
I am very proud too.
I gotta be hearing like the Amy
very
Roots in her throat, the
Not
soul
the
food.
Amy
Roots.
The Sylvia's in her throat. You feel me? Harlem is very enriched in Southern roots.
That's crazy.
So that's why. That's crazy. I would have sworn you had some. Do you have any Southern in your family?
I do.
There we go.
And I lived down south for like.
Okay, that makes sense.
A year.
Y'all ain't finna make me crazy. Speaking of down south, today I know y'all wondering why I have this hoodie on, because bro, man don't even dress like this like that. Slat home, spider, free king slime. You feel me?
Best.
But so wait, where down south?
Charleston, South Carolina.
South Carolina. Oh
Yeah.
Charleston.
But I do have an accent.
You have a twang.
Do I?
Am I tweaking?
I don't really hear it.
People say they can hear the Harlem in my voice, but not the South. Not the
I
South.
don't hear a twang. Or
I can hear the twang.
Okay.
I can definitely hear the twang. I hear the twang. Yeah, nice. All right, so tell us about yourself.
Okay, so I am a mom. I'm a designer. I'm a creative director, and I'm a founder. And I'm from Harlem. And
yes, all the hats.
I love where I'm from. I was telling Ashley today. I was like, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about where I'm from, how I was raised, and how Harlem influenced me being a designer, which I didn't even know I was going to be when I was younger. But I just love, the essence of Harlem and how we just competed against each other when it came to dressing, style. If you weren't in the latest, you just stay home.
Facts.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
And I feel like Harlem competed with Brooklyn too. I feel like when we're talking, I feel like when I hear people talk about fashion, it's always Harlem and Brooklyn. At the top of at the forefront of the conversation, right? Of who's the flyest, who gets dressed the best, blah, blah, blah. It's always those two that I hear the most.
It depends on, well, if we're talking amongst our age groups, then yeah, definitely it'll be, I'm not even gonna go there
because
I'm not doing it.
Y'all see how every single episode he got something to say about our age.
I'm not gonna
do it.
I'm not gonna do it. See, you set yourself up.
No.
What about it?
He always wants to try me. He always wants to try me.
I'm not gonna do it.
He stay calling me old in various ways.
Our age group. Are we all on the same?
Are we?
Well, I know we're not.
I'm probably the oldest.
No.
Yeah, I'm probably the oldest.
No way.
33.
No.
Oh no, she's 40.
Oh. Really?
Yes.
You look so young. Is he lying? Is he lying?
I just got lightheaded.
Is he
no.
lying?
Oh my God, I just got lightheaded. I just got lightheaded.
I just got lightheaded.
She's tearing up. I just got lightheaded. No, she's really 40.
You know what? You play too much. You play too much.
Wow. Okay, hold on.
30, 40, 33. Okay, all right.
First of all, I am 35 years old. Thank you very much.
That's not old.
He's so rude. He is so rude.
But what I was trying to say is, so relatively all of the same vein. Yeah. So we grew up in that A Solo, ACG, that era in New York City. Yes. And like I said on a previous episode, from 2000 to about 2007, I'll give it 2000. 2000, about 2009, 2010. I would say Harlem was really the Y'all were the trendsetters of New York.
We were.
I would not too much. Y'all were the trendsetters. Y'all were the trendsetters from New York, you know? And what I mean by that is a lot of things really started in Harlem, and then it made its way to Bed-Stuy, and Bed-Stuy, it spread it around Brooklyn because it was a connection between Harlem and the Stuy back in the days. And y'all were definitely the main characters of a lot of the styles that we know, and a lot of the styles that we know now that are relevant now. As we always talk about with A$AP Rocky and that whole movement of what they brought to the fashion game in 2006, that guys are now catching up in 2021, 2022, and these types of years.
That's a fact.
You know,
that's a fact.
So Harlem is definitely a staple in New York fashion, and we can go all the way back to the 40s.
I was gonna say, like,
30s,
when
20s.
Black people started coming here, and we settled in Harlem.
I actually did a walking tour of my neighborhood,
Beautiful.
because I was like, let me learn a little bit more about my culture, because my mom and dad, you know, my mom was fly. My dad, he was more of like a business person. But my mom was fly. My grandmother was fly. And I was just like, but I wanted to know more about the heritage, the culture. So I did a walking tour, and I learned so much about the landmarks in Harlem, and then about Marcus Garvey and how, you know, he wanted all the Blacks to go back to Africa. But we all owned our own businesses. We had our own boats, you know, and everybody was suited and booted down.
Absolutely.
Every single day.
Like every day. The men were in suits every day. And so it was literally a part of our DNA, like, to be fly.
I talk about that like a lot, just like random conversations, how I want to go. I wish I could have experienced that time, first of all, just as far as like the fashion, how everybody took time and care and effort every single day. Women were outside in their hats, gloves up to hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were not outside without being put together. And now we're so casual, we're so laid back, and especially after COVID, like, I feel like it got even worse. But I miss like that time and attention and just the detail that everyone put into their looks, the accessories. Like she said, suited and booted. Like, I want that. I want to get up every day and really put that amount of effort into my look, for sure.
But it comes to a point where it's like, if you're doing too much, then it's like, no, that ain't it. Because it's so like in our DNA. Like, if I go months without getting dressed, it's like I'll wake up one day, and when I wake up, but I'll go outside and I'll be like, who am I? Like, seriously, because I'm just so used to just like expressing myself through the way I dress always, to the point when I don't do it, it's like, damn, am I losing a part of my identity?
Right.
Because it's just so natural, and you know, it's just like, that's how it's always been. Yeah. You know, and even in high school, like, they said we competed against boroughs, but we were competing against each other. It was like,
absolutely.
You saw this, you heard about this, you got the latest. I remember in 12, when I was 12 years old in 7th grade, we were talking about how everything was transitioning from Rocawear and Pepe to like Tavernides and Evisus. And my friend was like, no, this is not in no more. This is what's in. We were 11, 12 years old. And I was just like, what? We took a trip to Woodbury, and my friend, for her birthday, she was in a limo, and it was like a big deal. Like,
that
being
is a big
fly,
deal for 12-year-olds.
it was a 12.
I ain't gonna lie.
That is a big deal.
12.
You gotta
That's
remember
a big
something.
deal.
All right, so here's where what a lot of people, especially from Brooklyn, we won't really get it. So I honestly feel like the reason why Harlem was so advanced, and I just thought about this on the fly, was so advanced with it, is because that generation is low-key still reaping the benefits of the drug game from the 80s and 90s in Harlem.
Very true.
So their parents are, Harlem was making, Manhattan keeps on making it, Brooklyn keeps on taking it. We were known for, we're robbers. We steal. Brooklyn, we rob, we take, we gonna jack you. You feel me? Like, we were known for, more known for criminal behavior.
Yeah.
Harlem was more known for the flashy and the fly behavior.
Yes.
So being on their A game and staying 10 steps ahead of the fashion curve is embedded in their DNA. So as much as, you know, you don't want to glorify what things that tore down and broke apart our communities, it is what it is. So especially in Harlem, you could be on the wrong side of the tracks to that. You feel me?
That's
because
a fact.
I done dated a couple girls from Harlem who I know They mama's a motherfucking crack baby. Cause girl, you need a check. But we're gonna go back. You can see that's what they were doing. They were reaping the benefits of the late 80s, early 90s of what their parents was getting. So to us saying a trip to Woodbury at 12 years old, that's like listen.
That's nothing to them.
When we went on 42nd Street and we saw all them wild outfits and all them wild shit, that wasn't a whole bunch of Brooklyn people. That was Harlem. You feel me? Like Brooklyn was probably there to come rob them out their sweaters and their beanies, but. A lot of the flies, it was really the Harlem. You saw a lot of it. And I was listening to, it's funny you said this, I was listening to Ferg. He just recently did an interview and he was talking about like him and Rocky and how they were considered the weird guys about how they dressed. And he was talking about he didn't even get ACG. He was one of the first people in Harlem wearing ACGs. He didn't even get that from Harlem. He said he got that from Baltimore.
Oh, wow.
I said, God damn.
Baltimore?
He said they was wearing He said they was wearing that in Baltimore, and he brought that here. I was like, wow, that's tough.
Yeah.
But aside from that, to make it so much as big as it is, it still had to start. It had to start in Harlem.
Yeah.
It had to start in Harlem.
Yeah, because that was the arts. That was where all the elite, the black elites, the doctors, the lawyers, the entertainment artists, musicians, dancers, poets, they all lived in Shivers Row, which is like 135th to like 139th between 7th and 8th and between 7th and Lenox. So that's where they stayed. That was like the epicenter of the art. So like that's where everybody, when they came into town to go to the Apollo, Teresa Hotel, Savoy Ballroom, they stayed in that area. Like,
I used to hear about that ballroom a lot.
Yeah.
It sounded like they had a good ass time.
It was a lot of speakeasies. It was just like, it was a lot of like the culture was really rich. You know, everybody just wanted to have a good time.
I'm gonna get off topic for a little bit. Yeah. How does it make you feel seeing what's going on with Harlem now and from what it used to be?
Oh, interesting, because Halloween night, which was the other night of, what was that?
Friday?
Thursday? Friday? 31st was Thursday.
Sure, I think it was
Thursday.
I just be waking up.
So I'm a mom. I have a 10-year-old daughter, and last year we were downtown Harlem, you know, uptown, downtown from Harlem, you know, downtown is between like 110 to like 125th, and after 125th Street and up is uptown Harlem. So we were on 119th Street. We were actually 119th Street, 120th, 121st, and they also have brownstones in that area as well, just like uptown. And sad to say, a lot of the brownstones were not owned by us.
Of course.
And we were walking, you know, up the streets trick-or-treating, and they were giving out one piece of candy.
Ooh.
One piece of candy. It was like one piece per child. Me and my homegirl was just talking about this, and meanwhile, like the house decked out. Like $4,000.
Of course.
Chandeliers, lights, fixtures, and everything like that. And they sitting on the stoop, you know, that brownstone decorated, and they were not us. And it made me uncomfortable. I remember back in the day, in like the maybe early 2000s, late 90s, my mom's friend used to have like these hats and t-shirts saying Harlem's not for sale, because that's when it started. But I'm a kid, so I don't really know what's going on.
Right.
And so a lot has changed. 125th Street is even gentrified right now.
Oh, it's over for 125th.
Okay, Sephora on 125th Street right now.
That's crazy.
Target's on 125th Street right now.
That Old Navy about to be up out of there.
Okay, so yeah, it's the one thing I do love is that they brought the Apollo back. Which is beautiful.
And very necessary.
Yeah, but I don't want it to feel like it's inclusive. I mean, exclusive. Sorry, I want it to feel like, you know, keep the community engaged, keep everything for the community, and not trying to push us out, because like we made Harlem what it is. You know what I'm saying?
But that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, well,
and that's the sad part. Just like watching everything like change, and just watching the people who literally built those neighborhoods on their backs be pushed out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's whack.
And that's one thing I would love to see more in Harlem. Maybe this is something that, like, actually I'm involved in like Future Forward with the Whitaker Group, and we're trying to think of like new ways to like just, you know, keep everything within the culture and give back to the youth and stuff like that. But we need more like arts, things of the arts. Like back in the day, it was a store called Denim Library. You heard of it before?
Denim Library.
Yeah, it was in Harlem.
It
was way ahead of its time. It was right across the street from where I lived at, actually. And this is where like Ferg, Tiana Taylor came, Jay West. They were all in the basement.
Okay.
Creating. Tiana used to come by the store. I was like young. I was in high school, but I was quiet, shy. I didn't say anything, just was watching because my cousin worked in the store. But so was the owner. Like he had all the denim folded like books and like the decor and aesthetic was insane, way ahead of its time. It could have been a store right now anywhere, and it would have stood out. But everybody came there and like they were in the basement. Jay West was painting. Ferg, he was doing belts at the time, so he Devani, I think it was his brand. So he was doing that. And it was just a space for everybody to come create. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that in Harlem right now. We have community centers where they like play ball or they do sports or after school activities, but nothing to get people to engage in the arts, like photography and whether like my church does stuff like that, but like a community center just for like the arts, we don't have that in Harlem. Everybody comes to Harlem to eat.
Right.
And it's like that's cool, like to indulge in like that aspect of Harlem, but we're all about like the arts. We're all about like entrepreneurship. Because like when I was in high school, we had the teams, remember the teams? Everybody was selling their own shirts, hosting their own parties and getting paid, and so I was just like, that's one thing I loved about Harlem. It was like we were so like independent. And we were like entrepreneurs, very innovative with the ideas like way back then. So I'm like, I always think about that anytime I'm like, girl, you know where you from? It's just like, it's just a reminder, like never forget where you come from, because it's a part of like, with everything going on in this world, everything could be oversaturated. It's like, how do you keep your uniqueness? How do you, just like your authenticity? So it's like, you always got to go back to the roots.
I have a question because, like, in speaking of how do you keep your authenticity and, you're a designer and you have a brand. How does that work for you? Like, how are you separating yourself from everybody else?
Okay, good question. I think, I know, like, over time, it became it went from like a status level, like, I have this, I have that, which makes me stand out because I have these items or, this materialistic aspect, to more of like this is a part of my identity. And then I started to pay more attention to like my likes, my interests, what the things that I gravitated towards. Like I love museums, I love going to art houses, and I love spirituality, like, like growing my evolution and growing and with my spirituality, all of that, combined in one. And I realized like that was like unfolding over time. And I was like, how do I not separate everything but bring it together? And so with my brand, Four Cees, I say that we're building a bridge between art, spirituality, design, and science. And people are like, well, how are you doing that? And I'm like, well, it's in my handbag. So it's like, the colors is like the design aspect of it. The balls, which represents atom and energy, that's the science aspect. The spirituality aspect of it is the name of the handbags, which is affirmations. I am renewed.
I saw that.
Pouring into yourself. And then the art aspect is like your perception, and how you view it, and so it's like all those things are a part of me. And it was, for a while, it was kind of hard to even like, just go in that direction, because it was like, you have to like constantly talk about fashion. You have to constantly dress up and just like, put yourself out there because of your style. And it was like, for me, it was like, that wasn't serving me anymore. I was like, I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about, like why reality feels weird. I want to talk about, why time doesn't, why like things are not adding up, or why am I waking up feeling this type of way and ignoring it just to go online or just talk about, just not superficial things, but just things that weren't, not as important to me, at the time. Like,
it felt like very surface level.
Right. Yeah. And so like dressing for me is an outlet, and it does, like, it is a form of therapy. But when, you go home at night, like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Or you going through states of like depression, which like things that happened like early on, like when I was a little younger. And then I was just like, I want to create something more meaningful.
Yeah.
And so that's when I decided to like put those 4 pillars together. And now it's just a story, it's a part of my journey. And so that's how I kind of keep myself separate from like other brands and even telling that story. I'm huge on storytelling.
But I feel like storytelling is like a core part for a brand, right?
Yeah.
Because what are people going to connect to?
Exactly.
Other than the fact that they saw this item and they liked it, right? Like, can we show them the bag?
Oh, yes, of course.
Because like the bag's super cute.
Of course, thank you. It's 100% wool. I love it so much.
It's the texture for me. Like,
yes.
It's the texture and the colors are beautiful. And then when I was on your page, I was like, I like the fact that every color is connected to affirmation.
Yes.
Like, so there's intention, right? You're being intentional about
Yeah.
the design and what it represents and what it's supposed to mean for people. So I think that's another way for people to connect with the brand because it's like, okay, this is cute. I like the color. I like the texture. But also, maybe this is the affirmation that they want to lean into during this time in their life. You know what I'm saying? Now they have like a piece to carry with them that like represents that. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah, it's like a conversation starter. That was the purpose of me actually starting Four Cees. And the 4 Cees are create, clean, clear, and conscious. And it's a conversation starter. It's like, how do you, wake up every day and live your desired lifestyle? And then I just came up with this slogan. It's just from vibration to reality. And it's just like everything that we feel inside, we see on outside, So it's just like, how do I allow my imagination to take me to wherever I want to go in life and see it in my reality? And so it's just like a lot of people, we doubt, we fear, we worry, we have all these different thoughts that kind of consume our mind. And it's just like, how do we stay on that path of like, no, I'm going to get there. No, this went left, but I'm going to get back on the right track. So it's just, staying motivated and driven to just follow your goals, follow your dreams, and constantly reminding yourself, because people could big us up, people could pour into us, and we need that support system sometime. But it's like, do you believe in yourself? Like, and all those things. All those things.
Feel like
I'm not even going there with you. I'm not even going there with you.
Because like that, I'm in that space right now. Like very much in that space, been struggling heavily with just all of those different things because I know that like I have the talent, I have the support, I have all these different things, but then I go down a rabbit hole of like overthinking or letting certain things just bother me, and then I get paralyzed and I won't move. Like I won't create, I won't do anything. And now I'm in a space of just like rebranding my entire life. And not just like aesthetically, right? Because obviously that is part of it for me, because I'm just someone who likes to constantly change her looks. But at the same time, it's like spiritually, mentally, physically, so many different levels of me needing to change in order for me to reach the place that I'm trying to go. So it's just like, okay, Ashley, you can change your hair, you can change your wardrobe, but if you still have the same thought processes, you still have the same habits, you still have the same negative self-talk, where are you going?
Exactly.
You're not going to go anywhere. You're going to look cute as hell.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Yeah, exactly.
So I've really been in that space. And so like, everything that you're saying right now is just resonating with me. So I was like, child, okay. It feels like just another confirmation. But yeah.
So I want to go back to what you said about you were in a space where everything was, you're going outside, you're looking good and this and that and all of the such, and pretty much just the vanity aspect of it. What was the situation or what happened mentally that led you to get to a place where I want to do something that made you want to move with intention and want to make that change and create that with the brand?
So before I started designing handbags, I was making one-of-one pieces, like the top that I have on now, the button down. And everyone was saying to me, like, you need to start online. When are you going to start selling clothes? I love your pieces. And I felt pressured. I felt pressured. I was scared. I was just like, I don't know when's the right time. I was just having fun. And it was like people around me wanted me to take it more serious. But for me, I was just like, I just loved, again, seeing like something that's in my mind come to reality.
You're not a Cancer, are you?
I am a Cancer.
There we go. So now you speaking my language.
Oh, you can.
I'm a kid. Because now you say we do stuff. What people don't understand is when something. Sorry to cut you off though.
No, it's okay.
When something, I like to do things for fun. The minute something that becomes a job for me and it becomes forced, that you're making me want to, I don't want to do it no more.
Yeah.
Yo, okay.
That's it.
I'm one of those people, if I wake up in the morning, I know, boy, you got to clean your room, you got to wash the dishes, you got to take out the trash. The minute somebody, my mother will come in there and say, you need to clean your room, I ain't doing
I'm done. Okay, so hold on.
Shut up, you not Cancer game. Don't get in this.
I'm an Aries, but I'm
mom's
the same.
Satanic.
I am the same
I
damn
don't
way.
wanna do-
As
now I don't
soon
wanna
as
do
you
it.
say, I could be on my way walking to do that thing. You say, oh, you got to do. No, I don't. I am done. I'm checking out.
Oh
People
my
think it's
God. Like,
childish. Don't control me.
Okay,
Bless
I'm
you.
so happy about the honesty right now because that's exactly how I. This is exactly how I feel.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Once something feels
my
like
God.
so. I started off on Instagram making comedy videos. That's where everybody knows me from, is doing comedy. So I was top of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, it started you'll be walking out. Yo, bro, when the next video? It's like, okay. Yo, bro, when you making that? I couldn't walk 5. Yo, bro, when the next? This was just fun for me. This is just something I was just doing in my crib that was just bullshit. And it was fun. I was getting notoriety. I was getting popular. I was getting all. I loved it. It was cool. But after a while, it literally became a job. Like, people were depending on you. It's like,
and not a fun one either.
Bro, this was for me.
Right.
I was just getting my shit off.
Right.
How the fuck y'all get into this? And then it became a job, and then it kind of pushed me away a little bit. And I don't want to say it's a childish or immature way of thinking about it, because I didn't realize until later on, like, the bigger purpose that it served and what I was doing and who I was doing it for and why I was doing it.
Okay.
It's a bigger power who had me ordained for it.
Right.
But at the moment, it was just y'all was sucking something. Pause. Y'all were taking something from me that was just supposed to be innocent fun, and made it like it's not so fun. Because now I'm sitting there like, yo, it's Sunday. I gotta drop a new video. I gotta drop this new video on Friday. It's 8:00. Damn, I got. Come on. Everybody's watching. Hold on. What day is it? My favorite time to drop, Monday, 9:00, because everybody's online. Everybody's watching Love and Hip Hop, so everybody's online watching for the memes and whatnot. So that's when you would drop the best content, because everybody's already on their phone. So boom, yo, bro, it's 8:55. Come on, upload.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, you crashing out, boy.
Yeah.
This shit ain't even fun no more.
Yeah.
You're burning yourself out.
It's not even fun no more. This was just a shit show, and now it's like it became a real job. And it was like, you know what? I ain't even. So as you started saying that, I'm like, she's.
I can't relate, and I think that's one of the things that's a challenge for me right now, as being a Cancer, as being someone who just wants to live through, like, the journey of the creation. That process is so fun, like learning about, like, the different concepts that I love, because I'm very conceptual when it comes to, like, designing. It's like it has to be something that I learned that I can apply to, like, the meaning of the product or the campaign that we're working on. It just has to have some depth to it. I'm, like, super deep, and so when I go through that process of getting excited, and then it's just like you have to be consistent. You have to post. You have to do this. You have to do that. You have to do, and it's like you have to wear the business hat. It's just like
it's a lot.
It's almost like, as Cancers, we're very creative. We're very big creators. So I had a friend. Shout out to my boy King. When I was still making videos, he was looking to be my manager, and he said, "Yo, bro, I'm not gonna hold you up." He said, "You're the artist. You're the creator. Create. Let me manage, and somebody because trying to manage myself, trying to manage trying to manage ourselves and create, it becomes very, very hard. Even something so simple as setting a price, it's like, damn, because being emotional and got a big heart, it's like, damn, I don't want to, this is my man, this is his party. I'm only going to charge him $100 for the hosting fee. Meanwhile, I need to be charging you $1,000. No, that's my dog.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the back end, they going to brack your head if they need to.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I feel like as Cancers, knowing our strengths and our weaknesses, we have to know who we are, what we're capable of, and how we move forward with it. So my best advice to you is definitely, like, look into adding assets, acknowledge your weaknesses, and fill them.
Yes.
Don't try to, I can't tackle all of my weaknesses. I can try till I'm blue in the face. I can try every day. I do my damnedest to do it. But there are certain things where I know is my weakness and will forever be my kryptonite.
Yeah.
I won't call it, I don't want to say I can't do it, but it's a kryptonite for me. It hurts for me to do it. So I put people on my team who can now say, I have a no person who's going to tell you no, or this is the price, or this is that, or XYZ. Meanwhile, I get to just do me.
Yeah.
Do me.
Yeah.
I was at a fashion show the other day, and I'm recording, and like, even though I'm watching the show, I had to do content for it. I'm watching the show through my phone, but I'm not enjoying it how I want, because I'm sitting there like, damn, I gotta catch this. But I really just wanted to enjoy the essence of the fashion show. I wanted to enjoy the fabrics, the textures, the different things that was coming down the runway. And I'm like, yeah, I already know moving forward, especially for Fashion Week next year, I'm hiring somebody who's going to who they'll be my plus one for every event. You do this.
Yep.
This is your job. You are here to literally just
Delegate.
create the content.
Yeah,
Delegate.
you have to learn how to
I'm delegating.
Delegating is hard.
Okay, see, you got
yeah.
I ain't gonna tell you nothing.
I knew that though. I knew from the very beginning I would have to delegate. Just like when it came to me like building a brand, I work with a brand strategist and she's amazing and
Beautiful.
We work hand in hand on like the website, all of our assets, and it was just like it was smooth. And she challenged me to like get over that hump of not wanting to wear that hat, because I do wear that hat when it comes to being strategic about who I want to work with, or you know who I'm flying straight there.
Are you very hands on?
What do you mean?
Are you like you have to even though you have a brand strategist, or you
like
have
you still want to do it?
Pretty much micromanaging.
Well,
oh, I don't like that term though.
I've come to a point now where it's like we work for so long side by side and she's been a part of the journey for so long that I trust that.
Gotcha.
You know, like she understands exactly everything. But of course it's a back and forth thing. Like, okay, do you approve? You know,
okay.
You know, it's that kind of thing. But yeah, I would micromanage because I want to make sure that the vision and the story is being told.
I'm very, very, very hands-on. I'm one of those people, if I can do it myself, I'm going to do it. So believe me, putting somebody in a position to do something, it takes a lot. People don't even realize how much it takes a lot for me to do that, because I don't trust anybody because I know what my vision is.
Yes.
I know how I want it done. I know how I want to see it. And I'm not going to leave my fate in your hands when I don't have to.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to wear all these hats and get it done. And
I have a question though, for both of you guys, because if you're saying that you trust someone, right, to help you, but then you micromanage that person, you don't really trust them.
That's what I'm saying. It becomes difficult. Like,
so I've been hearing about this lately, and that comes with perfectionism.
Yeah.
Because that's sometimes that's what it is for me. It's like it has to be perfect. Versus you just saying like, okay, the job is done, right? And so that's what it is. But sometimes I've had even another friend who she just really good with content, really good with like just creative direction, and I didn't even have to like I wouldn't micromanage her in that area because she's better at that than I am. And I'm okay. See, getting people that's better at what that field and what you're trying to accomplish is the goal. Like when it comes to your vision, it's certain parts, of course, you want to control, but then it's other aspects of it. Like this person is so damn good, I'm going to work with them because I know they're going to get the job done.
Gotcha.
But then I sometimes come with a lot of money too.
That's very true. And sometimes you got to invest,
pick it. You got to pick
what you're going to do.
Yeah.
I think that's one of my, not only for me, probably like the toughest battle a lot of people may face is that if I have my thing is if I have the idea in my head and if I have one way that I want to go about it and you have one way that you want to go about it, it's always that if this fails on your way, I'm going to be hot because I know there was a chance. Because if it fails on my dime, at least it fails on my dime. It fails on me.
It's the same thing.
No.
Though.
If it fails on me, it fails on me. If it's my, I'm not even talking about with money. If it fails on my thought process, it's on my thought. This is my thing. So I'm allowed to let me down.
Yeah.
If it fails on you, what if my shit would have been the thing that worked?
What if it wasn't? What if both of the ways were not the way?
Then I could live with that.
But you would never know.
Hold on, am I articulating?
You would never know because you did it that way with that person, right? What if like y'all don't even end up trying your way? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you will never know how it was going to turn out.
My thing in life is the what ifs.
Oh, but that would drive you crazy. It drives me crazy all the time.
This is what ifs is what made me be a better boyfriend.
That's cute.
What ifs are made me be a better, because I'm gonna drop some game on y'all real quick. And for men, side note, the reason why most men, whenever they break up with you, or you break up with them, or y'all go y'all separate ways, why men are typically the ones to always go the hardest to get the woman back, is because in that breakup, in that space apart, in their mind, they're always backtracking. We're always backtracking on, what if I would have kissed her on her forehead when she liked forehead kisses? What if I would have bought her roses because she liked flowers? What if I would have bought her? What if I would have did this? And what if I would have did that? And those small things, those small what ifs that she likes, if I would have done that, this would have saved the relationship. So we always come back to you with the what ifs. We always come to you trying to bring back those what ifs. So in relationships now, I try to do everything perfect and be the best version of myself in all relationships. So God forbid, if it's time to break up, I don't leave with because I did everything to my full potential. There is no what ifs. My last situations, I walked away scot-free. Why? Because I did everything to my best potential. It may not have been the best for them, but I did it. I left no door unturned. I left no door unopened. You feel me? I did everything that I can to make this work in the best way possible. And if it didn't work, that's a you and I thing. That's not a what if thing. I didn't leave it up to the chances.
It's not solely a Bruhman thing. You know what I mean?
You feel me? It's okay. We just weren't compatible.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm able to walk away from the relationship feeling satisfied. Like, okay, well, that was it. No heartbreak, no crying, no reaching back and trying to rekindle it, because I did everything that I can. There's nothing more that I can do. Yeah, I had to learn that over the years.
Yeah. But I think that's just something to apply in life in general.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have exhausted all of your possibilities and everything, if something is just not working and you have to lay it to rest, it's okay. Like, you just got to move on.
And I promise you, once you give it your all and you lay, and it doesn't come into fruition, it doesn't come out the vision that you saw happening, that pain you thought you was going to have, you literally just said, yo, I gave it my all.
Yeah, the what ifs is what kills people. The what ifs and the not knowing and the unknown is the worst.
The unknown, yeah.
The worst. And
Definitely.
as a control freak, so I have heard, allegedly, that's what be fucking me up. The I don't know what's gonna happen, right? And I try to control everything, and it's like, okay, no, but if I do this and I do this, it'll be fine. But what if it's not? Yeah. You know, and then I have to now live with that, and it's just like, I can't.
No, I definitely can relate. I understand that. Yeah, the what ifs, the unknown. Actually, the it's always like the thought in your mind about how you thought it should turn out. The expectation. That's what it's about. Expectations.
Expectation.
Yeah.
You can't put an expectation that, and I feel like I feel like so much more people, and you hear this a lot. It's not about going through your journey without planning, but it's more so doing it your way and enjoying the process of doing it is what becomes the gratifying, like that's the real gratitude in it. You know, as I listen to so many podcasts and so much interviews and just listen to so much successful people talk, and it always like you just got to do it your way and you got to have fun with it. Yeah. You know, you can't lose sight of the fun. Just like how we talked about the pressure would turn us away from doing certain things and being certain. You have to have fun with this thing. You have to go through this with, you know what? I can't put too much pressure on myself. That is not an excuse
to slack and
not work hard.
Yeah.
It is not an excuse.
Yeah.
But know your limits of when it comes to I'm burnt out.
Yeah.
And I'm working hard. Right. There's a fine line between that two. between those two. Because you can be working hard and still having fun. For the past, since September, I've been having a motherfucking ball.
He been outside, child.
I've been having life been lifing in the right way for me.
That's beautiful.
You feel me? It's not at the best way it can, but you know what? I'm trusting God's process.
Right.
And I'm doing what I have to do. I'm doing more than what I was doing then.
Right.
So now I'm enjoying this process.
That's what it is. It's like you saying, you're doing more than you were doing then, and it's acknowledging that.
Absolutely.
It's slowing down to acknowledge that, because sometimes you could be. Grace. That's what it is, and so like that's where I'm at, in a sense of, you know, looking in the past, looking at my accolades, and not even on your accolades as a in your career or your desired career, but just like on a personal level too. Absolutely. It's seasons for everything. And so sometimes we try to put everything in one pot, and it's like, no, you have to take bit by bit, you know what I'm saying? As you're growing as a person and as a owner, founder, you know, whatever field you're in, and just like saying to yourself, like, that's work too. That's the thing too, like we don't acknowledge that the self-work. In order for you to even be successful in your business, like, you have to be successful at like building a relationship with yourself. So it's like a lot of times we self-sacrifice to do things for other people or do things for our business, and we don't even be checking in with how we're feeling and how we're doing. And, you know, like, just like you said, like, we get in a space of burning out. And so like, that's where I was at in the beginning of building my brand. I was like, listen, I'm talking about every week I was in like business on a Zoom, going to a class, learning about marketing, learning about this, learning about that. And it wasn't fun. And I was just like, this is not who I am. Like, you know, so I had to take a step back, and I had to, like you said, do things my way. And now I'm living from a space, or working from a space of ease and grace, where it's just like, I have a goal. I know where I'm going, and I'm gonna just take my time and like get there, you know, because God's gonna lead me there no matter what. But if I'm not enjoying the process, then what's the point of doing it? You know, if I'm not living to the goal, then what's the point? Like, and I get it. Like, sometimes you have to just like put your head down and just like
buckle up,
work, buckle up. But knowing who I am, knowing I'm a Cancer, knowing I'm a mom, which just means my number one job is to be a nurturer. Absolutely. You know, I have to make sure that I'm feeding, being in control, yes, to a certain extent, where it's like I'm in control of what I have the capacity to give out. Because I'm not in service of anybody if my energy is depleted. Right. You know, so it's just like I'm making sure I'm giving out in a way that I'm just feeding myself, and then whoever's in my surrounding environment, or whatever I have control over, my business, my relationships, and just making sure that, you know, I'm like pouring in, and then I'm filling up. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just always pouring out to the point where I'm just like, oh my God. You know, that's not healthy for me. And so it's like knowing yourself when you're in your career field, and knowing yourself when you're in your business, and knowing what you want to do is extremely important. Like, you have to know yourself the older you get. You know, that's how I feel.
That's a fact.
Knowing yourself the older you get, especially in these days. Yeah. Because if you do not have knowledge of yourself, especially when it comes to this game of fashion, and the access that we have to fashion, you can literally pick up your phone and become somebody else.
All you have to do is copy and paste. Like, but that's what a lot of this is right now, right? I feel like a lot of what we see is copy and paste. And because everybody is not, I guess, well aware of different kinds of aesthetics or like certain people, you can literally bite somebody's whole style and no one would ever know unless they're privy to that person. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Unless they know them personally, and it's like, wow, what's going on? Yeah.
And then you see a lot of it with people that we do know exactly who you're biting off of. And you know, and it's not just I took inspiration, because I think we all take inspiration from somewhere, right? Whether it's a person, a place, a thing, inspiration isn't everything in my opinion. So I just feel like that's natural. But when you're literally taking someone's whole style, like just head to toe, that's what drives me crazy, because it's just, we know. Right. We know it's not you. We feel it, we see it, we know it's not you.
And normally the person that's taking us out, they don't do it like the originator.
You never will.
They don't.
You never will.
Do it like that. And you could always tell. You could always tell, and it's just like, okay, I see where you got it from, you know, and it's like, yeah.
See, Playboy.
Do you have style advice for people? Do people often ask you for style advice?
Yes, I actually, I've been approached to do like personal styling for people, which is something that actually I wanted to be a stylist at one point because I love the expression and like the joy of, because I like growing up, I'm more of an editorial girl. Like, huh?
We are cancer.
So like growing up, like I had Elle, Teen Vogue,
Same.
all the magazines, and so
Did you used to cut your pictures out? Because
I did. And no, I don't. Some of them I did, but a majority I just love the idea of like getting the issue of the magazine.
Yeah. And literally, I have Vogues just stacked up just because I have not opened them. They're not opened.
Yeah, I was just like I just love the abstract, the different shapes, and you know, like when there's no limits when you're styling with editorial. It's just like you can just do whatever and just have like a free open space. And so when it comes to style, it's funny because when I don't shop for a while and then I go into the store, I'm like, did I lose it? And it's just like, now I'm like, no.
Never.
You know, it's embedded in me. And it's more of like just being like, I guess like just not caring. Like, and I was watching like one of your episodes, I can't remember her name. She has the glasses.
Ashley,
yes.
Yes.
That was the last episode you guys did?
No, that's like one of our first episodes.
No, is it? Was it?
Ashley?
No, it was like 6 months ago.
Eddie?
Eddie.
It has to be Eddie.
Eddie?
No. Eddie and Ashley have glasses.
Okay.
So, Shaniqua? Simplicity?
It's YASS.
YAS.
Ari. Yes.
Ari.
I was
shout out to Ari.
Right, I was watching the episode with her, and you guys were talking about like style and personal style, and I agree with her when it comes to like your mood, like how you're feeling, and you know, some people just probably it's in their mind that they think that they can't put it together, but it's just like no, if you really just like. You know your body. You know what I'm saying? You know your body. You know what looks good on you. You know what you like, what you don't like. But I would say just like when it comes to like style advice, is stay true to you. Stay true to you. Like sometimes it's cool to like, push the envelope and like go like get out of the box. Like, but I think staying true to you is just like, it's super important too. It's like, you have that friend, it's just like, that's just their style.
Yes.
Like it's okay for it to be your style. Like, just like it's okay for you to just dress how you dress. Now, for people that want to like elevate your style, I definitely would, of course, like, I would say for them to like go on Pinterest and look up different like outfit ideas. But for me, I go in the store, it's what stands out to me. Texture. Like quality, quality is the number one thing. It's like if the quality ain't hitting, I can't. It doesn't matter what shape, how good it looks. If the quality is not great, it's just like no. So a lot of people buy things sometimes because of the way it looks, but if the quality is bad, no.
But that's the thing though, because it's just like it's not gonna last very long either.
No, it's not. And
so
I'm more shopping of what I love. Like I love, and I'm keeping those pieces, like these shorts that I want. Like
I love those.
I'm keeping those. I'm keeping those pieces that I love. If not, I'm dressing. I'm shopping like a stylist. I'm buying, returning.
Right.
And I have no problem with doing that.
I am screaming.
I can say that because I'm a designer. So it's like I'm the clothes. Majority of my money when I started designing. I mean, I spent so much money on my pieces, like sample, fabric, and I was going into the stores. Cheap. I'm going into B&J. B&J is the fabric store. $40 a yard.
Yeah, no, it's not cheap, and that's the thing that I don't think people realize. So when it comes to your pricing, people need to factor in the fabric, like manufacturing, all of this is lumped into the pricing. And I learned that in school because it was like, okay, make a sheet, right? You got to think about the buttons, the zippers, all of these things add up. And people wonder why, or don't want to pay for certain things that small Black businesses, make. But it's like, you don't know how much this costs.
It's expensive. It's really expensive. So I'm making my own clothes. I'm designing my own pieces and I'm having fun with it. And then when it comes to like other designers, like I love it. I love like high-end clothes because of the quality, not because of the name. I mean, some of them is just like, oh my God, this is such and such. But for the most part, I'm buying it because I love the style. I love the quality. I love the story it tells. Like, I love Japanese brands. Like,
he about to have a heart attack. Look at him. Yeah, we
put
definitely
me in
love
Dover.
a good...
I will spend the night
Don't
there.
hold on.
Yeah.
I will spend
I gotta
the
put you
night
on a new
there.
spot. A new spot where they only sell Japanese brands.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put it for these hardy y'alls.
Gatekeeping.
A big time gatekeeper. I'm a big time gatekeeper.
Definitely
I don't want to
a
walk and see no hardy yards where I shop.
But I love Japanese brands. I love Dover. I love because it's owned by Ray.
It's so funny. Like, I never know how to pronounce her last name, so don't.
We're
gonna call her
Kabu. There we go. I said it because she's my favorite designer.
Yeah, but she did a great job curating. Like,
every time I walk into that store, it's like a museum,
literally,
and a retail shop. Yeah. But it's like it's I feel like a little kid,
He took me there for the first time. So
really?
I kept saying I was gonna go. Never went, and we went last year for the first time. I was like, I like this.
Yeah,
it's cute.
That's the second location. The first one, I want to go to the one in
Wait, the one in New York is the second location?
No. That's Dover used to be South Street Seaport.
Oh yeah. You mean like the new location?
Yeah, that's a new location.
Okay.
That's what
I want to go to the store in Japan.
Yes.
I'm going to Japan in 2025. For
I have a question. How do we feel about everyone? Like, you see, I don't know if y'all noticed, like, everybody is on their Japan wave.
They
like,
call
the girls
Japan
are going,
the new Miami.
The girls are going to Tokyo.
I saw a post on TikTok where someone was like, if you're Black and you haven't been to Japan, you're missing out. And so
I want to go.
I'm going.
I've always wanted to go,
for
but
sure.
it's just
I'm going
like
for sure.
All right.
I want to go to. My thing is I want to vintage shop all around the world.
Okay.
Because I now want to like create my vintage collection. Because years from now, I literally want to look at it and be like, yo, you did that. Like I ate with this, and that's really my plan. So literally every city that I go to, every country that I travel to, I want to get something. If they have vintage shops, cool. If not, cool. But I literally want my wardrobe to tell a story.
When I do that, I get it city specific though. Mm-hmm. So I get something that is specific for that city. Mm-hmm. So if like the first time I went to Miami, I made sure I got something from BBC, and I forgot where else it was, but it was Miami exclusitive.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, that's smart.
If I'm going to get something, it's going to be designated to that city. When I went to London, I bought brand. When I went to, what's the name of my store? Selfridges. Okay. I only bought things that I can find, that you're going to find in London.
That's how you're supposed to shop. You don't want something that's in it. That doesn't make it.
Why am I going to London to go buy?
You can do that at home.
I can do this home. You want to know what's so crazy? Being from New York really has us spoiled, because I would go to certain places and certain cities, certain countries, and I'd be like, I mean, yeah, it's here, but I don't ever go to any malls. Like I went to excuse me, I just came back from Phoenix. Okay. Phoenix is where it's at.
Really?
Oh my God.
I've been hearing about it.
Phoenix is where the fuck it is at. But
wait, for shopping or just in general?
Phoenix in general.
Okay.
Is
cute.
where it's at.
Really?
Phoenix, Arizona. That's that. Yo,
everyone's talking about Texas.
I mean, I lived in Houston, so
okay.
So that's
I briefly thought about moving to Houston, but I hate.
Oh my God. You was a pandemic Houstoner?
No, not
yes,
even.
Yes, you was. When did you start thinking about Houston?
Literally last year.
Pandemic Houstoner.
What? We're not in a pandemic.
We are
post-pandemic Houstoner.
No, literally, it was just because I wanted to get out of New York. And then I went to Houston, and I was like, oh, I like it here. And then one of my friends moved, and I saw her place, and I visited her. I was like, this is cute. Like, we could be out here together. I'll hang out. But I never made it. Clearly, I'm still here.
But what was I saying? I said, so I was looking at, I went to the big mall. I went to their big mall, and they have this in Scottsdale. So they have a whole bunch of like Fifth Avenue stores. It's like this huge mall, a whole bunch of shops. But I'm like, I'm not impressed by where's the boutiques? I'm a boutique person now. Like, I need to go where I'm going to find an exclusive piece where I know when I bring this back home, nobody going to have this bad boy. You feel me? Unless you've been to this place. So I want to address the comment you just said when you was talking about, when we all were talking about Tokyo and everybody going to Tokyo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a quote, there's a post going around where somebody said Tokyo is the new Miami.
Wicked.
Now with them prices.
Yeah, wicked.
So I saw everybody in an uproar on the shares, everybody going crazy. Fuck out of here. You probably never even got a passport. They just tearing this young man down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say rightfully so, but I get where they're coming from. But I get where he's coming from. Because Tokyo has always been here. Tokyo's been here since they probably started traveling. Tokyo's been here for forever, okay? Now, it took 1, 2, 3 people, and then now all of a sudden, everybody just wants to go to Tokyo. And everybody's just burning down Tokyo. And everybody's just booking this flight to go to... They're in this dire need and like, I have to go to Tokyo. And it's like...
I was supposed to go like 2018, and I was just like, I was gonna go by myself, and I was like, I don't know if I should go by myself, and I ended up not going, but I should have went.
Okay.
I know it would have been a crazy experience.
So, so it's different.
It's trendy.
Wait, but there's different reasons why people are going, right? So you have your people who are going for like Instagram looks and vibes. And then I know like there's literally a sector of people who are going there to shop.
Yeah.
Like specifically to shop. The girls are finding their vintage Chanels and the things that they want for cute prices.
Let me stop you right there. But when did you start caring about this vintage Chanel being there?
But it depends on the group of women, right? That we're talking about, or people that we're talking about. Mm-hmm. Because there are people who they've been on this vintage wave.
Absolutely.
But they have been finding better prices in Tokyo and better selections in Tokyo. So they're like, yo, that's where we're going. They post it on the internet. It's catching... people catching on like wildfire, and now
it's now it's the weird.
Has its moment.
It's the weird. Okay, so every Bali, I know they sick of that swing. I know that tub and Turks and Caicos is fucking black.
I thought we was done with the Bali swing.
No, they're done with the.
They say Bali is good for like a spiritual retreat.
Yes, yes.
Turks is the turn up.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to Turks. I ain't gonna hold you. You gonna see me in a glass boat? You can kiss my ass.
That glass boat, that shit. That glass boat got chlamydia. That thing done seen every BBL from here to motherfuck. That thing is dusty.
Disrespectful.
But it's not. The thing is, it's like, where did this dire need? Like, I have to go to Tokyo
because it's popular right now.
Exactly.
You have to show me because I haven't.
reason.
I mean, some people I know, but not everybody and their mother is going.
Oh no, it's people.
Really?
People are just like I said in my head. I said, yeah, my homeboy. He was stationed out in Tokyo.
Okay.
He was in the Navy. So I've been knowing. So everything I've been knowing about all of this. He's been to. This right here is ahead of this. You feel me? So I've been knowing about Tokyo and all the fashion and whatnot. Like I've always been on that.
Doesn't know that Tokyo is like a fashion capital.
No, a lot of.
If you are in the fashion world, you know for a
that.
fact. You talk about your main cities: New York, London, Paris. Tokyo is up there.
You see what you're saying? You're talking about if you're in the fashion world. It's not. It's people who are making these. The people who are so vocal and so voiceless about I have to get to Tokyo. It's people like you just going because you see everybody there doing it.
Oh, regular Instagram.
So that's what it's just like. You just wanna go. If you're saying you're going with a purpose, and don't tell me you're taking a flight. How many 18 hours to get one Chanel bag?
Now I'm trying to vintage shop.
Math don't math.
I'm trying to rack up, and I want to eat food, and I want to do a matcha tea class. Like,
yeah, I'm actually planning with my mentor. He actually is doing a project with the Japan Society because he has like a good relationship with like the anime
cool.
community. So he's like he decided to say, okay, since I'm doing this, then he wants to put together a small group to go to Japan, and we're actually putting an itinerary together to like talk about like where we want to go. We want to go to the Dover over there. We want to like you said, do like a tea ceremony, and like all the cultural things to actually know what it feels like to actually be a part of their community, not going for the hype to just be like, oh, I went here, I went there, you know, but just actually going in to indulge in it, like, you know, like fully. And so like that's our purpose. But yeah, just some people just want to, you know,
it's like people. It's the Feenimon.
Not the Feenimon.
The Feenimon.
Well, in continuing on the trend of things that are, I guess, trending, what trends do you like and dislike right now?
I love the personalization trends, like the charms.
Cute, the charms. I love
and
charms.
it's like, it's so funny because I had the idea to do, I really feel like my mind is like, I pay attention to like the collective consciousness. Like I always kind of like spot trends, quote unquote, or even like say, oh, this is gonna be it. And then like a year later or months later, it's just like it becomes a thing. And I'm just like, I knew it. I knew it.
You should be a trend forecaster.
I actually work with a design company. I did an apprenticeship with a design company, and that was my role. Like I did a trend forecasting, and it was super fun. Just like seeing like what was gonna be hot, what was not gonna be hot. But yeah, the charms, the personalization is like a huge thing. I love the oversized bags right now. Like that's a big thing. I love that.
Anything oversized, take all my money.
Love,
take my coins.
You really my mans.
Yeah.
Take my
you really
coins.
my mans. Cause like that's what would I been posting about lately? I want my oversized.
No, period. Listen, right up under here.
Yeah.
Right up under here.
I love because I'm big. I like oversized everything.
Right.
You feel me? Oversized jackets, everything. Jackets, head to floor. That's my bop.
And like I still love a cute tiny little bag that I'm gonna hold up here.
Yeah,
but
of course.
I also love an enormous bag, obnoxious.
How y'all feel about the bag on bag trend? I ain't gonna hold you. The Birkin on Birkin is kind of crazy. Like that's a flex.
It depends, because I like if it makes sense like proportion wise, because I like a nice big bag within like another smaller bag, right? Obviously, because that's how you do it. But no, because I don't know if I've seen like two huge bags.
No,
I've typically see like a smaller one and a bigger one. I'm not mad at it. I've seen it done very well, so I haven't seen anything so far that looks crazy to me. But I've
worn two bags. Like I've worn two of my long strap bags as like a look kind of thing, and it looked good. I think it depends on like what you're wearing, and like how you're styling it. Definitely.
I when I seen that, I'm like, because the first time I saw it, it was the big Birkin and probably a Kelly or a mini I was like, oh wow,
there's been a lot of like double bagging down the runways though. Coach did it. Who else did it? I think everybody has done like that, a double bag moment.
Really?
Yes.
On the runway.
On the runway, because they always do.
They
like,
do the most. Yeah.
The closest I've seen to that is like when Prada, when they did the nylon and they got the little pouch on it. You feel me? The little pouch keychain thing. That's the closest that I've seen to a bag on bag. But when I see some people actually, I was like, that's interesting. I have been seeing the charms going crazy. A lot of people have been doing the charms on the bag. But how do you feel about trends overall?
They're good. I think trends are good. I think that it's always people. You hate trends?
I hate trends.
It depends. Like some trends are good. Like I think trends are good when it comes to content, like creating content. But when it comes to fashion, it depends. It depends. Like it's a love or hate type of situation. Like some things come and I'm just like, okay, that's in, and then when it's gone, it's like, all right, it's out. Like, you know,
I don't pay
it's like
attention.
I think it kind of brings some type of like fun, you know, element to fashion sometimes. But it's like you have to do it the right way.
Yeah.
You know? It depends. It depends.
I just think that people take it overboard, right? But also the thing about it is that when something's trending, it really just means that like it's more of that style readily available for you to like shop, right? But a lot of these things that are trending ding or trendy are not new either.
Yeah.
Like
Pharrell
fashion
said
is cyclical. It comes back
Yeah.
around all the time. So it's really nothing new.
Right.
So I don't know, like I don't really feel any kind of way about trends for the most part. I know me, I know what works for me and what I'm gonna buy into, what I'm not gonna buy into. So like barrel jeans, for example. I am a barrel jean girl through and through. When everybody's done, I'm still going to be wearing them because I appreciate that shape. I like interesting denim.
Is it the Attico jeans? The
not even just the Attico jeans, like Free People, Citizens of Humanity has them. Like everyone literally has like everyone has a barrel style jean, and I like them because first of all, I don't even wear a lot of jeans. I'm a trouser girl. Like I love tailored pieces. So for me to find jeans that I actually like, they have to make sense. They have to be interesting. You know what I'm saying?
They have to. Yeah.
There has to be something about it for me to actually be like, yeah, I'm gonna throw on a pair of jeans today.
Right. You're so right.
So for me, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna have these barrel jeans on in 2030 and like it's period.
Yeah, if it looks good on you and you like the silhouette, it's like it's okay. That's what I said. It's a love and hate kind of thing. Yeah.
I just think people overdo it with trends. Like they don't know how to like find balance, and it's like everything that's they say is hot is not necessarily for you.
Yeah,
like you have to think about what you actually like, because now you got a closet full of trends and you're not wearing them.
What would you say is your favorite era in Harlem fashion?
Ooh, cute question.
Because
favorite era, definitely when I was in high school. So that was like what 2005 to 2009.
Good times, good times.
I figured you say that.
Good times.
Yeah, definitely. Because that's when I was able to like actually enjoy it more, have more like, have more leisure and like be able to buy it. You know, like I was old enough where my parents was like, okay, you could spend a certain amount of money on that. It's time. Like, you know, like when I was 12 and 11 and 12, my mom was just like, why are you asking for this right now? You know, and my older cousin, who passed away 2 years ago, he actually influenced like my style and dressing, because I used to just watch him. Like my mom's house, everything was just like, you know, cut, like just very rigid and like not strict, but it was like what mommy says is what mommy says and that's it. And it was just like, you know, everything was kind of like structured. When I went to my dad's house, everything was like loose. And it was just like more freedom. And my older cousins was there, my guy cousins. And they always put me onto the latest music, the latest clothes. And so I was just like taking everything in, just always watching them, like never just quiet, but just like always observing, just like peeping things. And, you know, and I used to always, when I went down south, I moved down south, I came down there with like my own style. And it was because I got it from New York, whatever the case may be. But yeah, like that era between 2005 and 2009. And that was like when I was old enough to like go to more outings, like block parties and parties. So that's when I was really able to like dress, you know, and like show my style versus like wearing uniform like all the time. You know what I'm saying? So 2005, 2009 definitely was like a good era. Yeah.
I feel like that was a good time. Also, business casual in the club was a good time too.
Okay, Ashley, this is really we're gonna let you go with your Charlotte blazer
in the club. Let me tell you something. I was outside with a peplum. Did I have on a peplum when I met Drake? No, I had on a corset and some trouser pants and some heels. But what year
was that?
I met Drake in 2000. Was this 2010? 2009, 2010? Yeah, I was in Mansion, girl, when no business being in Mansion.
I was still in my mother's stomach.
I wasn't even 21 yet.
You probably had that sophisticated look.
I was early 2009.
Yeah.
Because I didn't turn 21 yet.
No,
anyway, like I said, and I was in there with a fake ID. Drake was in there. I had on a black corset, a black like trouser pants from Topshop, red pumps, a red lip, and I had a short haircut. And
that sounds fire.
Period. Ate it down.
That sounds fire.
And that's when I was outside, like for real. But you see what I'm saying? Like, who was probably wearing trousers to the club? Nobody.
I put on some pants to the club. Now, as a woman, you have lost your cotton picking mind. They wear underwear to the club.
Listen, and I will never. I'm putting on clothes. I need actual clothes. Like the spandex, I can't. It's not gonna cut it for me. I don't feel dressed. I wouldn't feel dressed.
I asked this question. I don't remember what. I think I probably asked it on Facebook, and I want to ask y'all this. I'm probably gonna start asking a lot more people this question. When do you think, and this is specifically for women, when do you think women specifically stop in New York, stop getting fly and started getting cute? Think about what I'm asking. When did they stop getting fly? And I'm talking about in general, not just for the club, but stop getting fly and started dressing cute.
I think after college.
What year? You gotta give me a year.
For me, okay, so I went through a phase, right? So I went through a phase of hood fly, right? And then I carried the hood fly a little bit into college.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I used to go to Woodbury all the time because I went to school upstate.
What school you went to?
I went to a 2-year. It was called Herkimer.
That's
Herkimer.
You really my fucking twin. Me and my mom was definitely on that drive. I had to get the apartment off campus. You really my.
That is so funny.
That is my man.
Oh my God.
I was about to say, why should say and tell me Herc?
I went from Herc to University at Buffalo in Buffalo, but
My best friend went there.
where?
Buffalo
State or
Buff
University?
State.
Buff State, yeah. Oh yeah. UB was boring. Buff State was lit. But UB was boring.
She had a time.
But I went from the hood fly, carried that hood fly into college, and then after college, I worked at Barney. Well, actually, during college, I worked at Barney's, and then I had a boyfriend when I was in college, and him and his friends were I was still in my hood flyer, True Religions, Juicy Couture, Gucci, like throwing a little bit of design in there. But my boyfriend at the time, he was just like in Hermes. Like he introduced me to Hermes, Chanel, like all like the Division 1 designers. And that's what kind of just like, oh, okay, like, all right, like, Neverfall, Speedies, like, and so that's when I kind of like elevated my style, like leaving college and then working at Barney's and seeing like Proenza and Marni that's when I kind of got much more sophisticated. So like 2012, 2013 is when I kind of just like got into my lady phase, I would say. Yeah.
I don't know if I can necessarily go by year. In my mind, I was thinking of like a shift in fashion maybe, or like the industry.
Yeah, I
really feel like it was the rise of fast fashion is when women stopped getting fly and started getting cute, because it was like easy access, right, to all of these cute pieces. You didn't have to think too hard about it. You didn't have to go too far for it, and you didn't have to pay a lot for it. So it's just like all of this stuff is readily available. I don't think like the thought process in getting dressed and really putting together a dope outfit, it's not there. It's literally, I'm getting this off the mannequin and calling it a day, And I feel like people not really getting dressed. That's just it. Year-wise, I don't.
When did that begin? When did the fast fashion era begin? Do you remember?
Honestly, so I started working I opened up that Zara on 5th Avenue.
Really?
Yeah, I opened up that Zara. I trained on 34th Street, and I opened up that Zara.
So I was shopping at Zara way before everybody was shopping at Zara. Because my mom worked downtown. She worked at South Street Seaport, and she shopped at Zara. But this is when nobody knew about Zara. I mean, I was in high school with Zara coats, and everybody was still doing Pelés, doing Merms, and I had a Zara coat. I had that little that cute look, but I kind of switched it on and off. But when it came to the fashion, I think I know what you're talking about. And it was funny because I didn't like the fast fashion thing, because it was just like you put on anything, and I don't know. At the time, I think that the quality wasn't as like, because when Zara first came out, it wasn't fast fashion. It was there like a private label.
And they don't forget they also have Massimo Dutti, which is more like upscale too, and a little bit more pricey.
Exactly.
But yeah, the thing about them is that they churn out pieces so fast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, is it that they don't have good quality? No, not all the time. Because there are things from Zara that are pretty solid.
Yeah.
And I wear Zara.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Girl, I wear Zara too.
Yeah. So I think when it comes to fast fashion, it's also a matter of how you shop. And I think that goes for everything. But especially with fast fashion, it's how you shop. Do you know what to pick when you're at these places, right? Because just because it's fast fashion doesn't necessarily mean that you could only wear it twice and be done with it. Like there's pieces that you can have in your wardrobe for a very long time, right?
I love fast fashion today.
Yeah,
I love fast fashion today. I don't think
it's
I
much
love
better.
fast fashion back then. That's why I was saying back then when it like, because I remember like when I moved back to New York after college, you know, fast fashion was a thing. I don't remember what year, but I couldn't get into it because of the quality, I think, at the time. But today, for sure.
Yeah, people,
for sure. I'll go Zara, run it up.
Good job. Period.
Because, you know, they got some good quality stuff in
They
there.
absolutely do.
Definitely.
But I would, to give a year, a ballpark, I would say, because I was in Kingsborough. I remember I was working overnight at that Zara and going to school for 8 a.m. to accounting. I was in Kingsborough maybe 2014-ish. 2014. I feel like fast fashion was like...
I'm still trying to put a pin on it, because I remember when women would step out and the fit head to toe. Because now I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. A fit for women nowadays is just a bag. For the most part, on an overall scale,
You don't got to do much.
It really is just the bag now. Like, if you're bag, like, I feel like
I don't know.
Well, yeah. For who though?
That's what. And that's
for
what.
older person, it's just a bag. I think for older person, I think for a bag.
I actually think for some of these young girls, because some of these young girls, they get a good designer bag. They in a full spandex outfit. They got on a Birkin or a Chanel.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
That's it. They dressed.
Okay.
And that's it. You feel me? Like, it's just become okay. As long as I got a good bag, I think that I don't even want to go down that road, but I don't want to go down that road. I think that's right there. When the they lost the love of the whole complete outfit and the storytelling of the outfit and the sport of the outfit, and just said, if I can have one thing that can speak for everything, I can just put on some bullshit, and it doesn't even have to compliment it.
And it's a lot.
Well, the handbags, and I'm happy that I did venture off into that field, because it's like more than 50% profit of a company, a brand.
I believe that.
It makes the most money.
Yeah.
Like, I had to do the research and everything, and so that makes sense. But definitely, the bag is like the foot, like, or the centerpiece around the look.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
But what if they stop? They're just stopping at the bag, though. You know what I mean? Like, they're not really putting any effort
with men,
into the rest of the look. They're literally the bag, and that's it.
I mean, I think it depends on where you're going, and if you care that much. Like, some people just you know, they outside, they throw anything on and say, oh, I got my bag, you know, and my bag gonna hold me down. But me, I need a full. Yeah.
And that's why that's what I talk about. I feel like women especially have lost, urban women specifically have lost the sport of getting fly. They've lost the art of getting fly, and they've just dumbed it down to, if I have one Chanel bag, I'm good. I can do this. I can wear a one piece. I can do whatever. I can just wear some bullshit. But as long as I got a bag.
Well, these days we have everybody that's content creators, and everybody getting, for me, from what I'm seeing these days, maybe because it's my algorithm, it seems like everybody is getting dressed just to do a video of themselves getting dressed. So that's what I've been seeing. I don't know if the outfit is just like designer head to toe. Like, some pieces are like mixed price, but for the most part, like, I've been seeing more people. Yeah, me too. I see more people getting dressed nowadays today just to make a video. Like, that's a thing now. Like, oh, let me show what I wore today. Outfit of the day. Like, it's become a big trend.
Outfit of the days are huge. I personally love a good outfit of the day video. I'm nosy. I like to see what everybody wearing.
Yeah.
But when you were saying something just now, and something popped into my head in regards to, like, just remember how we would say just because you wear a name brand like doesn't mean that you get fly.
Yeah.
That's what that is in regards to like people stopping at the bag just because you got on a Chanel bag,
Yeah,
just because you got on a Birkin. It don't mean you got fly. Like you have a nice piece, but you're not
You got some
dressed.
letters on it, but and that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like. Women in the urban community. That's the art that we've lost. Like I can't tell you the last.
I see it on the other side too.
Because you say urban community, then I could see that. But when it comes to the fashion community,
in the fashion community, they gonna do the damn thing.
Yeah,
you feel me? But if I'm in a certain spot, if I'm in a certain spot, or I go to a certain place, or I go to in a certain hood, and I'm walking a certain time, and I'm like, damn, like you ain't even try, you ain't even put up a fight. Just said I'm gonna just literally come outside and just a 2-piece set and a big ass bag and just like I remember I had a post on Twitter go crazy viral. Like they was coming for me until they realized I wasn't bugging. Where I said nobody even taught women bag etiquette, because why the fuck are you in a club with a Neverfull?
Oh,
because why are we in the club with our epi leather?
Ooh.
And the girl,
like
and when I tell you, they was like, "A man in women's business."
When did you say this?
Huh? When did I?
When
did I make that post? That was about a year. I haven't been on Twitter in a year, so a year and a half ago. Probably.
No, seriously though, because
it was a club.
Huh?
Was it a club they was in?
Women,
I hate to see
just
women
like,
in a club with a big ass
bag. You just
bag.
go on Instagram and you just see what women, the bags out there wear, or you see a woman why are you wearing a bubble jacket and a gown? Y'all have no clothes etiquette.
There's a big lack of etiquette for sure.
Women in the urban community, like you cannot put on a Montclair with a gown. Like
you need a proper evening coat,
like a trench. Do you own a overcoat?
Ruin the whole jacket.
Let's get someplace.
Well, some celebrities dress like that and think they can get away with
too.
That's
you are not exempt.
Right, that's true, but not to say. But some celebrities do dress like that and they think they can get away with it. But because I was listening to what he said about the Rihanna situation and how she was getting away with some stuff, and I was like, yeah.
Okay. So you agree? All right.
I agree.
Rihanna would be getting away with certain shit. Like it's like.
I was just like, what's going on? Okay, let me mind my business. I always, when it comes to stuff like that, I be like, let me mind my business. Let me just go over here.
But it just goes to show you the power of a name and their reputation, because I would see Rihanna in an outfit who I would look at, if Megan Thee Stallion was to put on, I'd be like, you're a fucking moron. Take that shit off. But I would look at Rihanna in it and I will force my eyes to see, well, I kind of see why she
But it's always because it's Riri.
Exactly.
But I don't know. I'm
biased. who's my favorite? Who's my favorite stylist? Because I feel like he turned her from like it gives a whole Cinderella storytelling. It's Cardi B.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's not, and I'm not one for her music or personality, but for a stylist like him to be able to get to customize.
Yo.
All right.
And listen to me.
Wait for it.
I'm
talking
about
like I love Rihanna's style. I love Beyonce's style. Like but Cardi B, you talking about the girl that used to be a stripper, right? That used to make the videos, and what she wears when she does Fashion Week.
Yeah.
No, like
her and Colin, they got a thing.
They eat every time
because it's because where she came from. It's like I didn't even think that somebody could do that. Not saying that she's a not attractive person, but you know, like the measure I'm not saying that he doesn't style everybody else like that, like Victoria Monet or Normani. But when it comes to her, like he goes.
That's his muse. You know it's his
muse. He turned Cardi into a fashion girl.
He did.
He turned her into a fashion girl. She is. I get pushed back from people when I say this. I'm not gonna call her a
fashion girl.
You gotta stay over there.
The show.
You
She's not
a
fashion girl, but when it comes to Fashion Week,
she makes it look good. I'm not going to call you a fashion girl. You make it look good because you don't know what it is.
Yeah, right. That's true. But I was talking about my favorite stylist, and when it comes to transformation.
Yeah, got it. I'm talking
when it comes to transformations.
But like, he's talking about me with, like, her name wasn't in the conversation when it came to fashion before Colin. And that's what I mean by he turned her into a fashion girl. In a sense of, like, she's in these editorials, she's wearing Schiaparelli, she's at these shows. She was not in any of these conversations before. Now, I get... people talk about me crazy when I be like, I feel a way about people trying to put Ice Spice in a certain place that I personally feel like she does not belong.
Where do they put y'all to put Ice Spice?
People like really trying to say that she's like a fashion girl and she...
Who the fuck said that?
I've seen it on the internet.
What
and I be so
confused.
I be so confused.
What algorithm you got?
I be so confused. I'm like, when she was invited to the Met Gala, no tea, no shade, I wanted to ask Anna, why did you do that? Right? And I keep feeling like people try to make her something that she is not. I don't care how much designer she's in. It's never going to read that for me. Me personally. Yeah, but listen, I'm telling you. It's like, oh, she's so fly. Who said that?
Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. We need to do something with your algorithm.
It was one. I watched a YouTube video of her styles getting her dress. I don't know if it was for Met Gala. And it was one video where I saw, I was like, okay, I like this look. It was one video where I said, I like this look, but I get what you mean. It's like you should be invited here if, you have that presence, you have that, I know what you mean.
And it's not that for me.
It was
and it never will be. If there's ever a day where I come to eat my words, y'all, I promise you I will. But I don't think I will. I don't think I will. And it's just like people, like, I don't know. I can't. I can't. And I try not to speak, like, negatively about people. But that one ain't it for me, baby. That one ain't it.
That's the problem.
That one is not it.
Y'all don't want to speak negative of these people. And that's why the fuck they get away with this shit.
Because you know what?
I'm going to talk bad about you.
You know what it is? It's not more so of like the style aspect of it. It's more of the actual person. It's more of like
for me
who the person is during the time. It's like she came out with a certain album. She had everything, on lock at a certain point with the music. So it's like, why wouldn't she be at Met Gala this year? That's how it's looked at. From like that perspective, that makes sense.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I still felt like that invitation should have got lost in the mail. It should have got lost in the mail because there was no need. And then she arrived, and I was just like, okay, next. I was very underwhelmed. I was bored. I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I didn't need that, and I don't want to see it.
Someone recently, well, not recently, but I think last Fashion Week, a model by the name of Taylor, she said that she feels like Fashion Week has become more influencer based than people that actually enjoy and watch the shows. Like they're putting like the influencers on the front row and giving them access before they're giving people who actually, like been in the industry or actually deserve to be there to see the show, who appreciate the pieces and the clothes on the runway. And I was, in the beginning, I was just like, well, I had my era where I went to shows, I went to after parties, and I was excited because I'm super passionate about fashion. Right. So I'm like, that was my time. I had my time. I had fun. It was super fun. I was like, a part of me was like, let somebody experience that. But then when I really thought about it, I was like, she's right. Because it's somebody that really, really loves Celine, or really, really loves Dior, really, really loves, a brand. And it's like, they deserve to be there because they really like, this is part of their identity. They really dress, for real. I
do feel like certain influencers deserve to be there, depending on the influencer, though. Because they have, like, put in the legwork, and I've literally watched them build literally from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, you know what? I can understand why you weren't invited to that show, and I love that for you. Absolutely. And there are others where I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, but also, it's not my business. But there are certain influencers where I feel like, no, it's not, because
it is your.
Why is it my business?
Listen, let me explain something to y'all. People have it.
I don't. Who am I to say why you got
in the fashion game? We are in this is a fashion podcast. This is my business. I need to know, why are you there? Why are you taking... If I play ball and I want to know who the nicest nigga out here in Alabama, what do you mean? I'm supposed to be... No, I don't care about... When I used to play... When you're an athlete and before we had social media, you wanted to know who was the nicest... Yo, who out there in Philly? You can go now and watch NBA players talk about, before social media, who was the nicest nigga in Philly, who was the coolest nigga in Seattle, who was the coolest person in Montana, off of just going in newspaper articles, reading up in Sports Illustrated. Who they talking about now? Oh, nah, why they talking about him? What's going on with son? How much he dropped? Oh, nah, I can't wait till I play them in the AAU circuit. This is their job. This is my game.
Yeah, but this
is my job. This is my game. I need to know why you there and I'm not.
And they're an influencer, and that's their job, and that's
I'm
their
an
game.
influencer. Why you there? I'm not.
But
so this is my job
you
now.
Understand this
That's
is
the problem.
it's a numbers game.
I'm not relaxed, so I need to know why you there and I'm not.
Game. It's a numbers game, and it's a favoritism game.
And I need to know why you a favorite and I'm not. This is my business.
And there are going to be times where you're not going to understand. It's not going to make any sense to you.
I need to make sense.
I promise
I got a job.
In
that aspect, it's, of course, it's a numbers game. Of course.
Yeah.
It's like, you're going to make us look good. Because
I know the science. We get it.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for a long time. You feel me? But I need to know. These are things that I need to know. But you see, you worry about yourself. Absolutely. I get what you're saying. You worry about yourself. But in worrying about yourself, you need to worry about yourself. And why is myself not where that is? Because what the fuck is going on? I need to know what's going on.
I also view certain things as I'm going to be where I'm supposed to be when I'm supposed to be there.
Very true.
But because what I'm never going to do is kiss anybody's ass and do anything that is not like, what's the word I'm looking for? What's that word?
I will say that instead of, like, for me as a brand, I'm not only a designer, I'm also, I coin myself to be a founder because I'm doing Profit, which is the handbags, and then I do like workshops where I get people to understand the ethos of Four Cees. What does create clean, clear, conscious look like in real life? And so these workshops is catered to a community we want to build, right? And so it's like we have all these things happening that it's like, oh, exclusive invite. Create your own community. So you invite the people that you want to invite there, and that's been happening a lot. These brands are doing, like, community, like Adidas, and like they're doing like brand trips and stuff like that, where they're inviting, like, again, influencers. But it's like, create your own community, because it's like this space for me, I keep seeing is getting even more oversaturated, and it's just and it's just like I really don't know where it's headed. But what I will say is that you got to create your own, whatever field you're in, I would say to just create your own community.
I absolutely agree.
Because it's like like we talk about, like, you becoming this new person, you having like different likes, different interests. Some things and some people are going to fade away, and you're going to have, a new focus. And it's like, there are people just like you, and your highest version self is they're going to want to attract. And so it's just like, instead of like looking for them, like, create a space and then let them come. You know what I'm saying?
Like, build your own kind of build your own table kind of thing. Yeah, because what it's gonna boil down to is, like, once again, we always talk about us being the blueprint and us being like the center for a lot of things, and people kind of just bite off of us and then create something else. Right? Really, like, create it, because I'm not gonna sit here and focus on why I wasn't invited somewhere. Wherever I'm supposed to be, I'm going to be there. Right. So.
And then if you're starting it and then no one else is locked in and tapping into it, they will eventually. Like, for instance, the whole nail thing, like how we were ridiculed for how long our nails were. And now it's now it's a big trend.
Now Karen's nails are out to here.
Yeah. And in Dover, they had a huge
I saw that.
Sculpture or piece of nails, and it wasn't a black hand.
Oh.
And it was just like, oh, okay. And then my friend, she was like, oh, that was interesting, but I would have loved to see, like, it being a darker shade. And I was just like, we gotta really just stay true to ourselves and just, like, create our own spaces and invite each other in. You know what I'm saying? And, like, that's literally what it's about.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. We touched on a lot of good points today.
Yeah, this was a.
Had a nice little conversation. Very eye opening.
I hope so.
Shut up! You was yelling at me.
I hope your eyes is open. We want to thank you so much for coming up and fellowshipping with us.
Was a
This felt more like a fellowship. It felt
like she has such a very like nice, calm energy. I love that.
I feel like my spirit is in you feel
light on your feet.
He reminds me of he's himself because I have that side of me of when I'm really passionate about something. I'm yelling at the top of my lungs to prove my point. Mm-hmm. And my mom is just like, she hates that side of me. Yeah. She's like, that side is not okay. And I'm like, you don't understand. Like, I'm really passionate about what I'm talking about. And so, like, seeing him do that.
We are twins.
And then you're, like, the more, like, reserved side of me. It's just kind of like yin and yang right now. Like,
it's so funny. Literally. I get like that, and I have never gotten like that on the show. But in my personal life, I'm very much like that. And people are like, yo, why are you screaming?
We are twins.
Why are you
I found my long lost twin. I feel like there was once she said, that was crazy. As she said, her. I'm like, she's going to say her. I know she's going to say her. I was definitely supposed to go to her. That is so crazy. It had the apartment and everything.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I forgot where it was. It was way off, like down some.
I lived off campus too. I never lived on campus.
Yeah. But it was a pleasure having you up here.
Thank you.
You're welcome up here anytime.
Yes, ma'am.
Doors always open. Let the people know where they can find you at.
Please.
Yes. So
are the bags available for sale?
They are available for pre-order right now.
Okay, cool.
So my personal Instagram is Jeanice Parker, and that's JeaniceParker. And my brand is Four Cees Official. That's FOURCEES Official, OFFICIAL on Instagram. And yes, we do have the bags available for pre-order. We're actually doing some, I can't talk about it too much, but we're doing some things coming up.
Something new.
So follow us and be updated.
I'm going to put my pre-order
Pay attention, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm going to be putting y'all know me, I love a good
bag.
I
want one.
Yeah, so I'm going to put my pre-order in.
I want one. And I have to think about texture, and I want to.
Yes. I got the fit already. Once I saw it, I was like, I got to fit in mine. Got to fit in mine.
Yeah.
So it's your boy Bruhman from the 5th floor, alongside the stylish local, Ashley. And we are out.
Yeah.